One of our children has been very scared lately, and this is not clickbait, just very scared. And we've talked before about how mom and dad are doing things for mom and dad, meaning sometimes we're not here with the friends or doing activities, so we're not here. But lately, Ava has been very distraught at night especially when you're not here.
Like I said, I really think it's just because she especially, but they've become, and Ava's kind of like, she's me. Can I just say that? Ava is very much me in the sense of who she is. Like, and this is why sometimes I'm like, Ava, like, chill. You gotta chill. Like, you can be me, but be me when I was your age. You can't be me who I am right now as your 8-year-old self. So that's a whole nother thing. Yeah, I think just become accustomed to when I go to sleep at night, mom's going to be here for whatever reason. Like if she wakes up and is like, I had a bad dream, because they do that sometimes, and they come in the room and wake me up, and I'm just like, and what do you want me to do about that? You want to get in this bed, or okay, please go back to sleep? And I think maybe that might be, I just thought about that might be part of her like fears, like, oh wait, what if I wake up in the middle of the night and having a bad dream, and then I can't run downstairs like, Mama, there's snot on my pillow or something ridiculous. It's always something.
Well, being scared of a dream and like running downstairs, that's one thing. What I'm saying is, like, I'll give you an example of last night. So last night, she goes out to a birthday party, so she's gone in the evening. And so we're sitting around, playing a game. Like we're playing this game that I made up, and all sitting around playing a game. All the kids, like, we have to share something about where we're going to go and what we're going to bring. So it's just like a kid type thing for before bed. And then all of a sudden we're done. And then Ava, who a second ago was enjoying the game and laughing, having a good time, now she's crying, just almost inconsolable, like crying. Tears are running down her face. And
I left my phone at home.
And I asked her why she's crying. She's just scared. And she's scared something might happen. And go back a week and a half before, same thing. I almost get upset because she's crying, not upset in a bad way. I'm like, I almost took her to the ER or something, because she's like complaining about, she thinks she's going to get sick or stomach. She feels like something bad is about to happen. Like, and I'm just like, well, what do you mean? How can you feel that? What's bad? What is bad about to happen to you? And really it comes down to, she was just scared. You were gone again, and she was scared or upset because you weren't here, and she thought something might happen, maybe to you or just the universe. I mean, just like, I think it comes down to the fact that, mom and dad are not here sometimes, especially you. And like, I'm gone during the day. I'm playing golf or something. I'm typically at home at night. I have no life. So you being gone at night, gone till 10:30, I think that's a scary thing for her at this point.
At 8, and at this point in their life, they've also heard stories or know and experienced that, we're not here forever. And in that sense, like, people are not here on earth forever. Right. Like, things happen to people. And they've heard things, something happened to this kid, or something happened to this mom, or something happened to this lady, whatever the case may be. So I think that starts to cross their mind more now too, because it's not like when you're, 3 and you just, blah, 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 everything's great all the time. You really start to realize, oh wow, like, things happen to people. And that could be something that, has been crossing her mind more lately. And also as they learn about things in school, wars where people got bombed, and just those type of things that can really just change a child's world from being super clouds and innocent to, oh wow, like, this is the real world, and something could happen to my mom or my dad or my sister or my brother,
I think that's part of the eventual emotional growth, is you understand that there's a real world out there that is not fairy tales and living in clouds, that people die and they pass away. And maybe it's a good fear because it's maturity. She's starting to understand, what the real world is about. She's scared because she thinks something's going to happen to her immediate family, the people she loved. But, that's not the case. We go out and we're careful. Things could happen, but for the most part, we're very careful and we love our family. And we always talk about the one thing that we don't want to happen is somebody to have an accident. All these things that are big,
unnecessary accidents.
These big deals that can really be accidents that change your life. We avoid those things because we're conscious of it. So I think, but Ava has just been really scared lately and crying at night. And I just try to be there for her and talk. I try to talk sense to her, like, Ava, because one time it was like a tsunami or a hurricane, an asteroid.
They were learning about it at school.
So she was crying because she felt an asteroid was going to hit the Earth, like maybe that night. And I was just like, I took her to the news and I took her to my computer and I was like, look, listen, if that was going to happen, people would be talking about it. See all these top news things. These are the top news. And I'll even go to the weather where this might be something. And there's nothing about an asteroid. And I mean, I think that helped her because I just showing her that. But it just might be, what they learn, they apply it to their life. They learn about war. They think we might go to war. So it could be a maturity thing. But Ava really has lately. She's been, pretty scared.
Well, she is very much the worrier about other people. She always has been.
Yeah.
Like when something happens to one of her siblings, like she's always the one who's just like, oh my God, like Mama, you gotta save them. Dad, something happened to, you know what I mean? She gets upset for that person as well. She's always, I guess I don't know if that's empathy. What is that? So she's always been like,
she's just compassionate.
I guess like an empath. Like she kind of feels the pain of the other person.
Yeah.
So she's always been that. So I could see how this kind of crosses over into that because she now is thinking, oh my gosh, whatever.
Right.
So Ava is like I said, she's always from a very, very young age, she would just get upset if something happened to her sister. Like it would really, really upset her. Alexis too. Like if Ava's like, they volunteer to go take punishments together and things like that. Mm-hmm. But Ava's always taking it to the next levels, like her being visibly upset about something happening.
Well, that's not something we want to change. I definitely don't want to change that. I don't want to see her upset. Like it bothers me to see your child upset, especially when they're going to bed about something that's very farcical that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, an accident there could be premonitions about things, but we try to be as safe as we can.
Well,
right?
even more so, like knowing that she thinks those things, like when I'm driving somewhere, I'm doing something, like I'm even like more aware, like I don't want her to feel like her fear came true.
Absolutely.
So I'm even more so, like I went to the birthday party last night and, they were heading to go do a club afterwards. And I was like, well, I don't have my phone. So I can't continue the night. Like I don't have my phone. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I got to go home.
Right.
So
because that would be unfair to people in the house because you said you'll be home by, 10 o'clock. If you get home at 1:30, then you got people that are worried about you and that's not fair.
And then exactly, I was like, I got to go. Like, I hope you guys have fun, but I got to go home. I have no way of communicating with my family. So I told Ava that when I got home, because I said I'd be home, between 9:45 and 10:30 because I knew when the thing would be over. And she's like, well, then make sure you come and say goodnight to me. So again, I didn't have my phone, but also if I would have continued that night, even if I had my phone, I told her I would come and say goodnight to her when I got home.
And how bad would it be if she's still up and it comes to 10:30? Then she's gonna come to me and it might be a little bit later, but that doesn't work in the eyes of a child. That doesn't sit well with them.
Yeah. So like I said, so just making sure that she's having these fears and stuff, just not doing anything to enlarge her fear, and also just being careful. You never know, even though I kind of think it's ridiculous. Like you never know, like if she's having these feelings, like what if she's actually having a feeling about something that might happen?
Some kids do. Some people do.
So you never know. So I'm like, I'm extra careful when she's having these.
Everyone should be. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's something we thought we would just talk about because I think a lot of this podcast is like we talk about things like the fourth wall isn't there and we just talk about things and hopefully this helps other people. But our child being scared is something that we'll work through. I think it's a very probably common thing for a child and it's a good thing. It's a good thing.